for Adam.
We're on the air.
We're on the air. Whoop.
This is the warm-up time, people. So if you're just joining us from Twitch for the first time and you're wondering who these three old guys are that are about to talk about absolutely nothing, this is the warm-up time for Arcade Radio.
That's right. We're warming up our speech and ability to carry on a conversation. And, oh, there was a network error. Oh, let me switch to...
Fail.
Yeah, you look like a little bit of latency there.
I'll turn off the Wi-Fi, and we're going to the hard line.
It's a hard line.
And we're back. It's a wire I hide behind the beer fridge, and then during the show I unspool it and then bring it into my bedroom. I mean, my office, I mean.
Okay.
There's no bed in here. I mean, this was my bedroom when I was a
Bryan
a
used to
child.
Broadcast from the bedroom.
Right.
I did.
Well, that apartment, the whole thing was the bedroom, right? I mean,
Well, no, when I was at my house, I had the basement like study area was like the guest bedroom.
oh, that's true. Good point.
So-
Good point.
Used to get the lighting all right, get the mood.
I don't. I mean, this is as good as it's going to get unless I put on. I mean, I get really well lit in show notes. Hi. But
We have nobody on right now.
no, that's right.
I'm here. I thought I was the guest tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
With that,
got Joe Drosen
Yeah.
and Mr. Peabody in the chat.
let's see.
We probably should have
Looking
told people
for-
there was going to be a show.
I know. I looked sometimes, and I'm on the show, and I go look to see if there's going to be a show.
Like, are we gonna have somebody?
We will next week. We'll talk about that.
Nice.
Or in 2 weeks, really.
2 weeks. Oh, that's part of my story.
All right. Well, we'll just wait.
I can't wait.
Oh, here
I
it
have
goes.
no patience.
I need poop out chat. Okay.
Hey, we should. I wonder if Mr. Jones is going to join us. He's been posting from over in Amsterdam.
What's he doing over there?
I think he's on one of those Disney cruises.
Oh.
He was talking something about how like the captain of the ship says like there's a turd in the punch bowl and that means all the foreign girls are topless at the pool.
Yikes. Now, the pool is the punch bowl? Is that the way it works?
I don't know. Actually, I mean it's funny because like there is some like code.
Sometimes
that
I
he
think
talked
Bryan
about.
just makes up shit.
I would agree. Not this Bryan, that Bryan. There
No, I
was a
meant
story
you.
about
I meant you.
No,
No, it sounds real. It's legit.
I'm loaded. I didn't realize how much stuff has gotten done lately. My gosh, this is cool. I got to pay attention to what's going on more often here. This is like, there's cool stuff here.
Dang, where's that one at? I have stuff everywhere. Everywhere.
We should do a show today.
What? We have to like be productive here? Damn it.
So Brad Raedel is sort of honorarily on the show again this week.
He is?
This box came from Brad.
Are you gonna-
It's just
Are you gonna do
Raedel,
an
by
opening?
the way.
I guess I could. I don't have to. Wait. I have this, but let's wait. I also have a box from Adam that I did not expect.
Oh, really?
I mean, if you had told me about it, I must have been toasted. But
I did not tell you about it.
oh, it's pretty awesome. My wife's like, "Oh, how come I don't know how to get stuff like that?"
Nice.
Well, I have a funny story, but are you going to share that on the air?
Yeah, I'll wait till we get to the.
Okay.
the
I have a
thing.
funny
Yeah.
anecdotal bit about that thing.
Okay,
Let's see.
man.
How do I got to share this with Adam now.
I have wine.
Great link.
Wine
Wine.
sounds wonderful to me right now. I don't know why. I'm drinking root beer.
So it's funny you were at Trader Joe's and mentioning that the cream cheese doesn't taste like Philadelphia. It's not as good. They have a wine at every Trader Joe's that I can think of
Yep.
called Barrel Heist. It's like $7.99 a bottle. it's a bourbon barrel Chardonnay, maybe? No, not Chardonnay. But anyway, it's a red wine, and it's delicious.
If it's red, it's definitely not Chardonnay.
No, I didn't mean to say Chardonnay. I was thinking of some other wine that starts with a C that's red. So I did not come prepared. Okay. It's a
Cabernet.
Cabernet, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because there's like Merlot, Cabernet.
I could get it. I'm like 20 feet away.
Sweet.
Kill time. Don't wait. No, wait. Tell you
Well,
what.
we're not going to start the show for another 3-4 minutes.
Okay.
Three or four.
I got.
God, I got things to do.
Then leave.
What? Hold on. Okay, I have to take this off. Hold on.
Holding.
Can I edit your album? Because I'm not going to show that on this.
What?
What?
What aren't you going to show?
What aren't you going to show?
There's all sorts of awesome stuff in there.
This one time at band camp.
I mean, I might as well jump the gun because, like, we're getting.
Oh, somebody turned out the lights.
Oh, wait, that's cool.
Ooh, sneak preview.
But that wasn't what I thought I was going for. That got printed today. This got printed yesterday. Oh, it's
what I like about our show is we're so professional.
Right? So my wife says the Trader Joe's in Edina definitely doesn't have this wine, so go to a different one. But I don't know which Trader Joe's you prefer.
Well, so the one in Edina, actually, that'd be St. Louis Park. That's going to be fun. Fucking
that
dog.
sounds fun. Right.
So, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, you guys haven't been back here in a while, so there's a possibility that the St. Louis Park one does carry it.
This was when we were there in Thanksgiving, I guess, so it's possible. Cabernet Sauvignon. There we go. Speak French.
New. Where is that one? There's one in Plymouth. I could try that.
Yes. Plymouth.
Yeah, and $3 Chuck is what, $4 now?
It used to be $2 Chuck, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you could ever buy it for $1.99.
Oh.
The bottle costs $1.99.
Well, it's like, you know, when you
The
buy
cork, the cork probably was $1.99.
I've been saving my corks.
Oh, nice. How many? Well, you know,
There's
my dad.
Yeah.
My dad saved his corks for a year. Could like wallpaper a large room with them.
Oh my God. Now, is your dad still around?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. That means if I get to that point, I'll live.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of practice there.
Okay.
I mean, that's not an accidental. Hey, look where I ended up. It's more of a years of hard work and putting the time in and
building up that tolerance.
You got to get there. You can't just start big. You got to start somewhere.
Okay. I guess if you were working at a wine bar, you could get the jump on it, but yes.
I'm just going to do something really quick here. You guys talk about something cool.
Something cool.
Let's see.
So Adam's out. What else can we talk about?
Well, I didn't show the 3 other beers I'm gonna drink. Now that the show is this is the Corona Seltzer Rita.
Oh God.
Which I think is Spanish for crappy seltzer.
Yeah, I mean, you said beers. I don't see any beers.
I think that the idea was to make a beer, and then this came out, so
it's like oops.
And then the peach, right? Anyway, these make my wife itch, so I have to drink them now.
That's like these cause a large anaphylactic reaction in my wife. So now I am going to ingest them because that's what we do for each other.
And then I'll have to have like some kind of put some ginger in there in between so that I don't get her, but through contact, secondary.
Yeah, maybe she's just having you drink that so she can go stay in the other room tonight. She's like, no, I'm too itchy near you.
She's got puppy time, so.
Oh, gotcha. There you go.
It's good over there.
Nice. Oh yeah, because the new puppy, right?
That's right. I think we're coming on to 3 weeks, and it feels like forever.
Yeah, my dog, which is like a full-size dog, still thinks he is puppy. Climbs on my shoulders, hangs off me. I get home and it is like the world has just arrived. He's just so excited that I'm there. And it's fun. Awesome. But then when I try to sit down on the couch and like eat dinner and he's literally crawling up me, trying to sit on my shoulders, not trying to eat the food, just like trying to get like as close to me as possible. And it's kind of like, yeah, this is not, no.
My dogs are the older dogs. They basically, their jobs are bark really loud if the garage door opens, or if they suspect somebody's outside of the garage door, or if there's a stranger. I guess there's all variations on this, and bark real loud is the thing.
So we live on a nature preserve, like right behind our house. So there's a couch in our like sunroom, TV room where we spend most of our nights. Has these big windows that overlook the woods, and the dog just sits perched on one of the couches, like literally on the back of the couch, staring at the woods,
waiting.
And then every now and then a coyote or something else will come and bam to the door, and he's just like, they let him out, and you just hear this like, yelping and barking and staring into the woods, and then comes back up. So I think they've all figured out where the electric fence is, so they know where to they can't come past. So
I had a friend with one of those, the collar, and his dog. Well, I think he had, first he was trying it with the don't bark. So you'd hear the dog bark, and then the bark would get like, he would like struggle through it and power through it, and even though it's shocking him as he's barking. They gave up on that.
We have that for the yard, and it works great. Actually, he doesn't even need it on half the time. The only time he needs it on now is when there's other animals. Because if he's chasing the coyotes and he doesn't have the collar on, he's not stopping for it. If it shocks him, he'll stop. But otherwise, gone.
Man.
Okay, posted on the Arcade Radio Facebook page, which nobody subscribes to. And I put it in Midwest. We'll see if we get any extra chatters today. I was thinking maybe we should start the show.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
Let's do it.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio. Where I live.
Ha! Hey, that was fun.
Hi.
Thanks for listening in from the Arcadosphere. This is Season 6, Episode 8 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, February 24th, 2022, and the time is now approximately 7:29 p.m. Central. I'm your host, Adam Bowie. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark. I will be king, and you will be Queen Shields. And last and least, Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and part-time Bruce Springsteen roadie, it's Bryan Thurston Howell Armitage III.
It's a Grand Funk Week. They're here on Saturday. Got to get the band straight.
Sweet.
Nice.
And joining us tonight is you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Hi. Mark, what you been working on?
Well, I have a number of things. The OutRun Deluxe. Remember when I got it last time?
Mm-hmm.
It is still on the trailer in storage, still strapped down. So hopefully it's okay. I'm assuming it did not move. I have an Apple tracker tag. I forget what they call them. The air tag.
Sure. Yep. Air tags.
Yeah, so I can see that it hasn't left, or at least nobody with an Apple product has passed by it since the 13th.
We call those stalker tags now.
I like that. I want to put some on police cars and see what happens, just for fun. Maybe not police cars.
Anti-establishment there.
Sure.
That's pretty good.
Right. So anyway, over the week, Raedel, and I have been chatting because of my turkey shoot. Raedel?
Yeah.
Damn it, I've been saying it wrong. It's because of Bob Zarzadeck and his Raedel High School thing. Anyway, he had the mechanism for the turkey shoot feather box, and he found all the parts. He 3D printed the custom part that slides in and out to let air from the fan go in and out.
Oh, cool.
And he even assembled it and tested it with, in comparison to the other one. Works perfectly, and it has arrived. It is in a box. Here. It's in this box. I have not yet opened it. I'm going to make a TikTok out of that.
What the?
I see at least 2 TikToks where I explain the problem that I don't have feathers in between rounds of killing turkeys, and then at the end I will have feathers in between.
That is nuts.
Yeah, he did an amazing job. I also am going to restore the original power supply. I mean, he got me one, so I just have to repin the wires back to a connector, which he also has included in this box.
Huh.
So amazing. I'm really stoked.
The process he goes through to restore those things is amazing too.
It is
he strips them, washes them. I mean, they look brand. It's funny because a couple times I wanted to say, why don't we make a new board for that? And then when he's done with it, it looks like a new board. So there's no point.
Yeah, he documented them, so there are photo galleries on Google now of the feather box restore and then the prep and stuff that he was going to do for the power supply. So I'm blown away.
That's crazy.
Super exciting. So also today I got this. Hold on. It's heavy. This, which is from Cade.
Oh, the 1943.
Correct. They had they had about 100 left, and they kept sending me taunting emails like, they're going to run out. And I'm like, oh, don't run out, so.
So did you get the full size?
The full size?
Oh, yeah, because the other one is of 1942. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I got the big, tall, the one that looks like a dynamo cabinet.
Yeah, and it's got a lock bar on the front, which is pretty funny.
Yes. So
That's funny.
So that TikTok, I have a 1943 in storage, but it's kind of like somebody's jacked up version of it. The control panel's faded out gray like they usually go, and it has casters on it, so it's kind of annoying. I'm gonna make it look exactly like this one, and then side by side, stuff like that. I don't know. That'll be fun. Okay, so let's see. We got that. I did that. And the mystery box from Adam arrived, and I was like, what did I do to what's in this? And so I opened it up, and inside of the box was another box, which was very pretty and very sturdy. And
do you have it? You're showing on the air?
I do. I'm going to show what was in it, and I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. I love these things. I'm going to start in the order. Well, I think I know what this is. The Replicade keychain, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Very nice.
So that's exciting. It's sealed. I don't have a thing here. Well, I must have it somewhere. So then I got that. I appreciate that. And then, of course, I'm a backy. So the Back to the Future magnetic hoverboard. Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like. Well,
Did you not have that already?
No, I didn't have either one of these. My wife had one of the keychains that a friend of RcadeRadio, Aaron, gave her one. So now I get one, and that's awesome.
Awesome.
And last but certainly not least, when I pulled this out, I could not believe it. Can you see that? Let's see.
Yep.
There it is. A cell from the Back to the Future cartoon series in the 90s. My wife was like, holy shit, I watched that thing when I was a kid. So tell me, how did you do this?
Well, and actually I'm trying to find... Okay, screw it. I can't find it.
Uh-huh.
If I actually didn't know if... And it arrived unbroken, which is great.
Yeah.
Because it's glass in a glass frame. So I didn't take it out of the frame. Now, actually, and I can't remember the person's name right now. I wanted to look it up. But it scrolled out of my marketplace, so I'd have to dig around. I was just surfing the marketplace, and it popped up. Because, anything Back to the Future is going to show up in my feed, just like probably yours.
Right.
When you're looking. And this cell showed up locally. Not far, like Vadnais Heights. And so I contacted the person and said, they had some other Back to the Future junk, but this I thought was cool. So I said, I have a friend that would like this, and I want to buy it for him as a gift. Could I just buy the cell? And they said, sure. And they said, we've had a bunch of other people, say they're going to come and get it, and they don't. And so we've been blocking those. I said, well, you don't have to block me. I'll shoot you a Venmo right now, or PayPal, or whatever. And she was kind of hesitant at first, and she was selling it on behalf of her husband. And you might be able to figure out who this is, but so I showed them a picture.
Paul Saarinen.
What's that?
Is it Paul Saarinen? No.
No.
I could see him having one of these.
No. Anyway, so he had a bunch of Back to the Future stuff. He was getting rid of it. And so I showed a picture of you next to your DeLorean, and she goes, "Oh my God, my husband says that's Mark Shields." And he knows who that is. And he's apparently part of like this Ghostbusters fan club thing. And his wife was going to pose in your DeLorean or something at some point.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I can't remember her name.
See, that's funny. Is it the St. Paul Ghostbusters or the... Oh, it is? Is it Jason?
Well, do you know his wife's name?
I can't remember it. Jason, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but...
Anyway, I'll look it up and tell you who it was. I just thought it was funny. They knew who you were.
Right? Nice.
And I can't pull up my Facebook on this stupid browser because I have a different profile loaded now.
No problem. Yeah, I know both the St. Paul and the the Twin Cities Ghostbusters. I guess they're the Minnesota ones, but the Minneapolis ones.
Anyway, I thought it was a small town type, small world type of thing, and I really wanted to just do that for you because Christmas and whatever, just goodwill because you're an awesome guy and you do stuff for the show all the time. So, and I had that hoverboard. Been hanging on to that for a little while. So, just thought I'd shoot you a package of fun things.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I have other fun stuff you've sent me, but
and I also point of fact,
they were crap that you needed to get rid of or fun stuff. So I'm okay with that.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. So another fun thing, I sent Warren Davis the stuff I promised him 2 years ago.
Oh my God. Well, that's great.
So he's like probably just received like the ugliest Arcade Radio shirt I had left to send him. And then it's like one of the, I had bought this, I had this idea that I would do Arcade Radio shirts that were brown with sort of a gold logo on them, kind of like retro Atari color scheme, but the shirts came and they're tan.
Oh gosh.
And they're in the yellow, and I think I wore it on the Nolan Bushnell episode because it's an awful looking shirt.
Yes, I remember it. You remember you looking down and thinking, does he like his shirt a lot?
Yeah, exactly. I did. I was like, this shirt's so I'm just gonna look at the whole show. So, but yeah, no, I made 2 of them, and
oh man.
So I sent one to Warren. I feel like I should send him a shirt that would fit him too, because that was like an extra large, and he's like a small.
He's a svelte man.
Or a medium. So yeah, I'll have to send him something else. I think we're long overdue for a fun new shirt anyway, so I'm gonna design something cool for season 6. Actually, I kind of like the season 6 logo that's up on the.
I do too.
The Twitch.
The SIX at the bottom.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Come
So
on.
I think maybe I'll make shirts with that on it. At least to run, and we can put them up for sale if people want to buy them. They're not. We don't really make money off the shirts, but if you want an Arcade Radio season 6 shirt, we'll get them up there.
Nice.
I guess I'll keep going since I'm jibber jabbering.
What about the Arcade Radio bikinis? We had them ready to go.
We're switching to sweatpants. That's my plan. That's my plan to get Van on the show. If we can, and I'm gonna wear sweatpants every episode until she comes on the show. I think we should get Arcade Radio sweatpants made. I think that'd be freaking fun.
Or put an Arcade Radio logo right on the crotch of black underwear. That'd be great.
That'd be. Bryan is probably doing it right now. So I've been looking for a classic red rotating beacon light for FireTruck because I want to have it trigger while you play the game. I got one and it's so incredibly loud, and it was like $20, but it's $20. It's kind of wasted. So I plugged it in, and it's just like, so it's not going to probably work. Unless you blare music and have the game running so you can't hear it. But it's.
So is it the physical motor that's noisy?
Yeah.
Oh,
so now I'm looking for, I've done some research now. So I've invested $20 in my research, and I'm looking for a silent red rotating beacon light, which they're usually belt driven, and they're more professional. So you can't spend $20. You got to spend more like 80 or 100. So I'm looking for that. And then I rearranged my podcasting and repair stations. So as you can see, I am not down in the Atari room anymore. I'm back in my old office.
I see depth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's the vinyls again. Nice.
Yeah. So this room's kind of in flux. I'm going to have, it's going to be only office stuff. I'm going to put another desk in here for my work laptop and monitor. But I also have a turntable in here and some recording equipment and whatever else. So I just decided to move all the computer shit back up here. And my workstation, I bought another one of those awesome Husky crank desks from Home Depot, except for this one has drawers. And so it's adjustable height. So you can stand at it, solder with standing, sitting. And I got a stool down there and everything. Got a brighter light. No more podcasting stuff. So it's just a soldering station, just a repair station. And it's so much more clean. And the new desk has 2 drawers. So I put in some, whatever that padding is, drawer for the padding, tools and whatever else. And so now
the little rubbery stuff.
Yeah. So then my multimeter and my crimpers and everything that I use all the time are right there.
Right.
Because I used to just throw them into a bin. Like, here's the tools I use most office. They're in these 2 bins, right? So now they're in some nice drawers, and it's all arranged really, really well. So now I can theoretically fix a few things, like the missile command board set that I got that has the original GCC add-on board for super missile attack, and I can fix my other FireTruck board and sell it, and some of that other stuff and sell it. Just sell a bunch of stuff.
Sell.
And then I updated the big kit.
Oh man, I need to do that.
Oh, nice.
So
Dig
Dug, yeah. And so I was going to put it into my Dig Dug, and then I realized that my Dig Dug is running MAME on a computer PC with a PC adapter and not a JAMA harness. So I'm going to have to put a JAMA harness in there now.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't really like wiring, but it's one of the reasons why Journey's not done. I have the wiring harness that's still in a box. So I'm like,
That's not that bad.
Right.
I know. I mean, FireTruck was like 10 minutes to swap out the harness. I don't know why I'm so afraid of wiring, but
10 minutes for the harness and 1 year for the full restore.
Yeah. No, I mean the harness on FireTruck took a long time to troubleshoot. So that was actually the biggest problem with the thing once, because I had fixed the board. I didn't realize I had fixed the board. And it was running fine. It was just the harness had bad connections everywhere. So
I can't share that in the chat, but I found you a beacon light.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. And then, I was going to add to the BitKit, this March, Super Pac-Man is dropping on the BitKit.
So amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be so rad. And that means Pac and Pal will be supported as well. And Pac-Man and Chomp Chomp, or whatever it's called.
Chomp Chomp.
So the US version. And this week I have planned to start working on my JVL touchscreen tabletop game.
Oh yeah.
So it's got the naughty set of games in it too.
Nice. It's not naughty enough though.
I know but you know, they're naughty enough you wouldn't want like a 5-year-old in front of it.
My wife played ours, and it said, pick a woman or a man. So she picked a man, and then she was so mad there was no wiener.
Yeah,
so.
that's not fair, is it?
I guess not.
We could. It's just Flash. We could probably deconstruct it and make it so. Flash. But yeah, I'm gonna take the compact flash card out, and I'm going to image it, and I'm going to put a replacement compact flash SD adapter in there. I'm also going to replace the battery so that it will have a longer life. Because the battery's been flaking out, so it gives this weird OS errors, and I'm worried that the OS is going to go bubba pretty soon. So you have a JVL also?
I think it's probably a Merit. Is that what it is?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't really know what I have. I turned it on a year ago, so
they're kind of fun. I like, it's got like a Yahtzee game on there, but they don't call it Yahtzee. They have, they have a bunch of different, like blackjack and stuff like that. But it's kind of a fun bar top game. I just don't have the space.
So I told you we were taking apart Merit boards.
Yes.
For parts with Tyler.
Yeah.
Oh, and one of the ROMs, it said sex trivia.
Yeah. Oh, I got a
no.
trivia board right here. Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, Dad, does this have naughty pictures on it?" Like, well, I mean, maybe in the code. He goes, "I'll bet you it has the number 69."
Oh, funny.
And I said, "Do you know what 69 is?" "No." "Do you want to know?" No.
My wife
you should make something up, like really disgusting.
In sixth grade, my wife and her bestie, every time the math teacher said 69, they would giggle, and it made the math teacher mad. And then she did the exact same thing you did. She goes, "Do you guys even know what that means?" And they were like, "No, but it's funny." And then she told them. And she got in trouble.
Yeah, but that's not smart.
Wow.
The math teacher got in trouble?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
That is funny. Brian, what you been working on?
A couple things. So I did a road trip last week. Went down to Oklahoma City and picked up an environmental discs of TRON. And on the way back, I got down there. I had put an ad up, said I'd pick up anything for anybody. One guy asked me to pick up a pinball machine. Stopped by this place to pick up a pinball machine. The guy's loading it up. He's an operator down there. He goes, "By the way, do you know anybody that wants a Journey board set?"
What?
I was going to sell one. And so I'm like, and he's like, "Well, how much do you think I should sell it for?" And so we go back and forth. We talk about it. And he's like, "All right, I'm going to put up for sale." And then I was like, "I got this cocktail that Adam ditched on me." So I need a Journey board set. And I'd actually made the boards because I'm like, I'll never find Journey boards. So I made them.
Right.
And I'm like, well, this is actually probably going to actually get this project done. So I bought Journey board set. Then I did here to Oklahoma City in a day and drove back to Kansas City that night. And the funny thing is from my house to the Discs of TRON, 780 miles.
To be clear, I did not ditch that Journey cocktail on you. Also, that Journey cocktail is probably worth more than I traded it to you for.
This is true.
I think you got a fine deal.
So, here to the Discs of Tron, 780 miles.
Yes.
6 turns out of my driveway.
Straight shot.
Yeah. Like literally down 35, take a right. His house is there on the left.
Crazy.
Like it was hilarious. I mean, of course, I stopped for gas and all that, but it was just hilarious because the Google directions, I'm like, there's got to be something missing here. And I'm looking at, no, it was like 6 turns. So I stopped in actually technically Ottawa, Kansas, stayed there for the night, woke up in the morning, of course, did a local Facebook search. Some guy's selling a golden tea cabinet. He's got a picture of the back and it's got the Rampart ID on there.
What?
So I call him up. I go pick that up.
Oh my God.
Then I realized that the suspension on my trailer is no longer connected to my trailer at the like pivot point.
Oh my God.
The buckles have broken. So I'm driving with the leaf springs on the frame. And I'm supposed to go see Mike Freeland, who is hopefully going to be our guest in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And he's got a ton of stuff, a lot of great stories, great guy. And he said, and I called him up, said, look, I'm going to be a little late. I got to get this Rampart. He's like, of course you do. So I go up to, he says, by the way, I have a great trailer place. So I go into this place, take it up there. They said, yeah, it's $95 an hour. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I get there. $95 an hour, probably take an hour or two. We can get to it tonight or tomorrow. And this is like right before that big storm is supposed to roll in.
Right.
I'm like, well, I need it done today. And they're like, yeah, there's 3 people ahead of you. And I go to like turn around and the lady in the back's like, well, we do have an express service for $199 an hour. I'm like, well, I mean, what am I going to do? Stay here? You know, it's an hour or two, stay here, get a hotel. It's going to cost me more. The really funny part is they say to me, we'll put 2 guys on it.
Oh.
And I'm like, so am I going to get charged $400 an hour or is this going to, so I didn't know. So I didn't ask. I just left. I'm like, we'll just see what happens. So they finished it in 2 hours with 2 guys and they charged me 2 hours of express. So I got 4 hours of work.
Wow. It's like it's just shop time, not human time.
Exactly. So I went to Freeland. I mean, it's like kind of says something about the value of the employees there. Like,
holy crap! They could put 10 guys on it; it would still be $199 an hour.
The people aren't worth anything, but the garage bay.
Right.
That's an expensive garage bay. So it was hilarious because I drop it off. I go to Freeland's. I spent like 2 hours there chatting with him, looking at his stuff, which was awesome, which I would have spent anyways, and then go back, get the trailer, and get right back on the road.
Nice. Stopped
at Dave Anderson's in Council Bluffs and picked up a Boot Hill. And for those of you who don't know Dave, he is just one of the nicest guys. I found this Boot Hill, wrote the lady, can I come get it? She said, there's one guy ahead of you. So I wrote Dave and I said, Dave, this other guy flakes. Can you grab this for me? Dave said, sure, but I'm the other guy. And so I was like, oh, well, do you want to sell it to me? He's like, well, I'll just get it for you. So he picks it up, but in the process of picking it up, he talked the lady down. And so I show up with the money from the original thing. I go to give it to him. He's like, no, I only paid this much. Like it's, I just grabbed it for you. And it was just such a nice guy. So I came home with this trailer with a environmental Discitron Boot Hill Rampart. And I arrived back here to my purchase from Captain's, which was 3 Big Blues and a Solar Quest. And I will say, this is the first time that I have purchased stuff from Captain's, and I get here and I look at it, and I'm like, this actually looks as nice or nicer than what I thought I was buying. Like the Solar Quest is working. It's in beautiful condition. And the Big Blues, all but one of them are in great condition. And the one I knew was a little rough. But so it's been a busy couple of weeks. So we got the Big Blues stripped down, rebuilt. I put Q sound in one of them that had an extra Q sound set up. So I threw it in one of the ones that didn't have it. The Rampart stuff I pulled. Hopefully I'll get that built up soon. Boot Hill boards are off to Miles to fix them up. If those of you who haven't worked with STM Electronics, he does great work up in the Fargo area. And I've just got a ton of stuff. And the one other fun purchase I had in the last week I got an email saying there's a operator down in Tennessee, or a message saying there's an operator down in Tennessee selling monitors.
Oh.
Has 6 pallets.
Oh my
18
God.
monitors a pallet.
What?
Hap Vision Pros, all burn free.
Freak. 19 inches, of course.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Burn
So-
free.
I bought 108. monitors, and my friend in Wisconsin has a container that has some room in it, and so they're just going straight to the container. I'm like, I have no time to deal with this, but it was too good a deal to pass up.
That's insane.
That is
So-
Hey, you need to
insane.
get yourself a container. That sounds hard to steal.
It was a pretty nice buy.
Who
So,
in the
Wow.
chat wants a Vision Pro monitor, by the way?
So the plan with these is, now that I have 108 of the same tube, if I can pull this off, we're going to see. I'm going to take one and kind of experiment with this, but I'm going to try and make a 6400 monitor kit.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm going to get the yokes made in bulk, because I get 108 yokes made. I get 100 yokes made. I'll probably get like 200 made and sell a kit for other people to convert their Vision Pros. But then I'll have 100.
Do you mean 6400 or 6100?
6400.
Oh.
It's the Wells that runs in Aztrack, Chasm, all the Segas. And then what I want to do is put I would like to modify the input a little bit so it could run Amplifone voltages as well. But we haven't gotten there yet. So I'm going to play around with some of this stuff. So that's the plan. So now that I've got 108 of these that are exactly the same, burn free, execute once, repeat 100 times. So, and then get rid of all my G08s, replace them with the 6400s, because they run cooler, they run reliably, they're beautiful monitors.
Wow.
So it's been a busy week.
Yeah. What did you plug in your eDOT yet, or?
I didn't. So it had a rough trip back.
Yeah.
It's a little
Wobbly?
less together than it was when we started. So it needs a lot of love. And so we pulled all the big blues over, got all those working. We've got some stuff we need to do with that. That's next up on the list of stuff to get. They're going to pull all the boards. I'm not even going to turn it on. I'm just going to send the boards off to a jumper, have them go through them all, make sure that we aren't blowing anything up. And then I've got my new power supply board for the MCR games that is made for an eDOT. So I'm just going to, if this one has any corrosion, I'm going to put everything over in that. It is not in a million pieces, but it's wobbly. It needs
It's
some
wobbly.
love.
Like you can shake the cabinet and it moves.
Yeah, and the piece that's over the screen is collapsed a little bit, so it needs to be put back up.
Right.
There's a couple things that need to be done. Oh, the other thing, speaking of collapse above the screen, I got a snake pit cabinet too. It's been a busy week.
Wow.
Anything
So-
else you want to add?
Hey, so if you
Roadrunner's working.
if anybody works on the woodwork, I recommend cabinet screws. Don't use nails. It's just the best as far as my cabinet. You can run into it head on and it will not wobble. But when I got it, my eDOT, it was like, I don't feel very good.
So you're talking about the ones that are like headless, right? The ones that kind of sink in a little bit.
I'll send you a link.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple versions of them. For the internal, I didn't care, but for the outside, I made something that looks like a nail, but it's a screw. So
Yeah. I've used those in some projects. They work really well. But it's what's funny is on these big blues, I actually used the NYX Color Pro thing, matched the blue on the big blue laminate, and there were some defects, and then there were some screws people had put to shore it up.
Right.
Painted everything, and if you're up close, you can obviously see it, but if you're far away at all, it looks perfect.
Right.
So.
Nice.
Well, let's jump to the news. We'll jump to gadgets after that. Huh.
Yeah.
Introducing
the arcade news, arcades, pinball, industry alumni, arcade openings, collecting, celebrities, world record holders, operators, coin-out, conventions, the arcade news.
We interrupt the ventilated electric.
And now, the arcade news with Adam Stevens.
Hey, is the guy that's at that desk supposed to be you? I can't quite tell. We need to superimpose you onto that.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'll send you a green screen. Just
okay,
kidding.
so that sounds great. Yeah, so this is actually from all over the internet, but this particular report is from sci-fi.com, SIFY, sci-fi.com. The end of an era. After 56 years, Sega officially is out of the business. So,
Get out of here.
Long before a speedy blue fella named Sonic raced onto the scene, Sega was already claiming quarters and tokens at a rate that would make even a ring-greedy hedgehog blush. Oh, that's funny. If you know who they're talking about, because they haven't, you know, who's the Sonic guy anyway. As one of the original titans of the Japanese arcade gaming culture that flourished in the 70s and 80s, Sega and its stable of arcade classics eventually became global sensations, making U.S. household names of self-published 80s greats like sci-fi shooter Zaxxon.
I don't feel good.
And Track Racer Turbo. And prior to that, Monaco GP. Okay, let's name some of our favorite Sega games. Afterburner, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Tag Scan.
Space Fury.
Space Harrier.
Custer's Revenge. Wait, no.
That's for the Atari 2600, isn't it?
What?
Oh, yeah.
I think we just got derailed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So after a remarkable 56 years of maintaining a coin-operated gaming presence from its native Japan, Sega is reportedly getting out of the arcade business for good.
So they're getting out of running arcades. Are they getting out of making machines?
I don't think so. I mean, they're still in the software business.
Yeah.
They're just out of the physical... And they cite COVID and all kinds of other things for causing the, sort of the catalyst for this, because Sega's entertainment centers were some of the only existing arcades that were making money. So like Dave and Buster's, of course, and but like remember GameWorks? They were around and they went poof.
Yeah.
But
they died.
Sega's game centers were like gigantic. I mean, and they were huge in Japan. So. But with nobody going to arcades and, what do you do with these giant places that you just waste electricity when 10 people come in,
Yeah. The Akihabara, so I got a chance to go to those arcades over in Japan, and they really were amazing. I mean, you walk in and just the sheer size of them was impressive.
It's kind of like walking into Nickelodeon Universe or Camp Snoopy at the Mall of America. It's like this gigantic area for you to just hang out in.
Well, and it's in a lot of the arcades over there, they were big, but they just kind of kept going. Like you'd walk in a room, and it wasn't that the room looked huge, but then you go through that room and there's another room.
Sure.
And there's another room, there's another floor, there's another room, and you just keep. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah. So this next article. Is from spectrum.org. So this one is behind the design of TRON, the video game, which is interesting because didn't we have Gomez on who worked on that game?
We sure did.
So in the Walt Disney film TRON, an evil master control program schemes to take over the Pentagon. I don't remember that. Do you remember that?
I think he talks about it to Sark when he's...
And the Kremlin? I thought that was the Whopper.
No, that's at the very beginning of the movie where it's in the real world and he's talking about hacking into the Kremlin. I get into the Pentagon and Kremlin.
It's funny because the Master Control Program is basically David MCP. Warner, right? So he's talking to himself.
It's himself, right?
So, no, he's Sark. That's who he is.
Right, but Sark is the Master Control Program, right?
Yeah. In the end, I think they all become one. Yeah.
Right. It's kind of funny because that's what Flynn in the second one.
Yeah.
Come on.
Telling its human henchmen that it can run them 900 to 1,200 times more efficiently, the Pentagon and the Kremlin. So the MCP is basically saying, I'm going to take over the world. In the Midway Manufacturing Company's Tron arcade game, a master control program known as the Executive makes more efficient use of the game's programmer's time by taking care of all the routine functions of accepting quarters, recording game scores, switching between players, and displaying messages on the screen. Mm-hmm. Before the standardized Executive was developed, programmers would write the computer code for each game from scratch. So this is interesting because we're actually talking about Tron changed the way people program games.
Yes. They came up with a framework.
Yeah, it's like a dev kit.
Right, like a library.
Yeah. So the Executive allows them to concentrate on writing code for gameplay, which is unique to each game. So this article was first published as Tron, the Master Control Program Takes Over. It appeared in the December 1982 issue of IEEE Spectrum as part of this special report, Video Games, the Electronic Big Bang. So a PDF version is available on the IEEE Explorer website.
Now that may have been a caption that I accidentally left in this. Like there was a picture of that particular page.
But I think that's important. You could find it.
Yeah, just go back in time to 1982.
Well, you should be able to Google IEEE.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there's a PDF, right? They don't have PDFs in 1982.
Not yet. So while not till we go back and invent in the time machine.
Adobe.
We start a company called Adobe. And we'll sell software products and cars. Adobe car.
Oh, man.
You guys remember that SNL commercial?
I don't remember that one.
The Adobe car, you just, if you get in a car accident, you get out and you reform your car.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So while the Executive must be altered somewhat for each game, it still saves a great deal of time. For example, when a new weakness is discovered in the arcade games, it only needs to be dealt with once, according to John Passerb, Vice President of Engineering at Midway. He says, we were having a problem where if someone tampered with the game by turning the power switch on and off really quickly, our battery backup didn't maintain the information, says Bill Adams, Midway's manager of software development. Normally, you can turn one of our games off, come back 2 weeks later, and it will still remember all the high scores. So the solution was to change the software, says Mr. Presser. He says, we did this in the Executive, and that solved the problem in all the games. So the same Executive was used by Midway, this Executive program, by Midway in one game before Tron, and is now being used for all arcade games the company produces. And this is back from 82, right? So
right.
Originally. So copies of the code have also been distributed to freelance programmers who develop games for Midway. So that's kind of a neat article. I didn't know what I was getting into when I read that. I thought, who cares who designed the game, right? It was freaking Gomez. George Gomez. There, you're done. Actually,
now we know the name of their subroutine, the Executive.
The Executive. Wouldn't it be fun if they made a Tron 3 and then the bad guy was the Executive?
Oh, that would be cool. They're supposed to make a Tron 3.
Yeah.
Are you gonna come with me to Disney World when the Tron roller coaster opens up?
I would love to do that. That's
all right.
Ooh.
We should make an arcade radio of it. It was the three of us, bring our significant other wives, whatever,
sure,
girlfriends, whoever we have at the time, I'm just saying. It'll be good. We should go down there. It'd be great. I got a place we can stay. So
what? You do?
I still have a little timeshare. We can book it.
Oh, nice.
So it's a 5-star villa located 3 minutes from the entrance of Disney World. So
wow,
yeah, we should do
side chicks. Mr. Peabody wants us to bring our side chicks.
Chicks.
Side
right.
chicks. I have enough trouble with a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop.
Let's
up for Lynn.
sure.
Right.
Moving on to gadgets.
Whoops.
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering. Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like?
Like a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are patent pending.
Arcade Gadgets with Bryan the Clown.
Welcome to the gadget segment. Well, I've got a couple of show and tell things and some pictures, so we'll start it off and I'll mix it up a little bit. These are the Peter Chow power supplies. These are in a lot of Neo Geos and other games, Big Blues, things like that. They die a lot. There are instructions on how to rebuild these. Docker, amazing man that he was, made a really nice repair guide for these. But
what's that for again?
And so this is a power supply. It was used in a ton of games through kind of the 90s.
For who's someone's redoing these?
So hold on.
Okay.
You had either a remote switch or a button on the side. So if you had a button on the side of your cabinet, but these die and they can be rebuilt, but they die quite often. They are 150 watt. These are a 200 watt. Readily available, all of the same connections. So we have an adapter coming in that allows you to take this and mount it in the exact same spot as this, including a small hole to put a Pac-Man style switch in, so you can actually have the switch on the side of the cabinet the same way it used to be, and you just hook up to the 4-pin connector on here.
Which games use that?
A bunch of the Neo Geos, Big Blues, a lot of the cabinets through the 90s use this. So some of the Konami games, it was a large range of cabinets. Anytime you see, I don't know if you can see it on here.
The reason I'm asking is because, and I don't know if this is right, but my APB has a similar looking.
So any game that had this kind of like weird shaped triangular with a round hole at one end. So the cutout on the back would be kind of this shape like this.
Yeah.
Almost any game that had that, this is the power supply that was in there.
Yeah, interesting.
So we have a ton of them that we needed. And I finally just got sick of the guys would take them out. They would make these little hacked rigs to put these in. And I'm like, it's a piece of sheet metal and 8 holes. 4 of the original holes, 4 holes to mount the new one. As you can see, I mean, it easily mounts in the space. So those are coming in. So that product should be done, or the test product should be in about a week. And then we'll have those on the shelf, hopefully in a couple weeks. We did finish off Snake Pit marquees, which came out.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Oh my God, the blacks are so black, the yellow, they're just gorgeous.
You know, it's so funny. Like if anybody has Senti games out there, you got to get these things. They look amazing.
Oh,
Thank you. And we will talk about another project that we have going on next week when Mike's on the show, because he really should be a part of that conversation. Can you show some of those pictures, Adam?
Sure. Let's oh boy. That's
just
not what I
Start with the Harrier.
I'm showing my show notes.
Oops.
Someone sat on the board.
So we've gotten some art done recently that is really nice. One of the pieces we've been working on is, there's the show notes, is Space Harrier. So we've been working on this. We've got the Deluxe, Space Harrier Deluxe version, which is the shorter version. That's a sit down. We've got the side art for it, the plaque for it, which actually is on all the versions, as well as the marquee and the little kind of like artwork that runs down to the base of the cabinet. I still have to do the seat art. That's one of the pieces we've been working on.
All right, the art's finally up there.
Okay.
So,
this will all be printed. It's not going to be silk screened, but we are doing our best to match the original colors and appearance. And actually at the top right now, you have the Pit, a Centauri game, which is not very common, but these came with glass 1/8 inch thick marquees. And so every single one of those marquees is peeled to hell. I mean, it's just like they flake, there's no tomorrow. So if you have a Pit, we will have Pit marquees soon. And these are coming out great. We also have the side art and the bezel that are done. I don't know if I'm going to print bezels, but I'm definitely printing side art because all of the reds just disappear. You can see the Space Harrier plaque there. That's kind of fun.
It's a metal piece, right?
It is a little metal piece. It goes right down in front of the monitor. So it goes kind of inside of the glass, but on the bezel itself. And that's a piece that, so if you have an enduro racer and you're converting it to a space harrier, that's one of the touches you need to add on.
Cool.
So we will be doing that as well. Hopefully doing some midway plates at the same time. And the other piece I wanted to show was, I don't know if the Eliminator's down the bottom, but we have the Eliminator artwork.
Do you want me to skip over these cabinets?
You can skip over the cabinets. Yeah, that was at the beginning.
Oh, the sack one? What?
Yeah, that's the snake pit coming.
Oh.
So beautiful stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can skip over them, but they're fun. Right. The Rampart, the boot hill, all the stuff we talked about.
Right.
But the other piece that we're starting to work on are Sega. Well, actually, two things. One, you passed the Roadrunner, which I'm actually doing those. We are doing a radar scope control panel. And then finally, we're doing the Sega marquees over in glass instead of on the plexi. And so I'm going to reprint those. I'm going to start with Eliminator, do a couple of those. I've got tack scan. We're not doing tack scan because that has silver. But any of the ones that don't have metallics in, we're going to reprint those on glass. And then finally, somebody asked for an ice cold beer update earlier. You can see Adam scrolled by on the screen, the Zeke's Peak. We have Zeke's Peak artwork thanks to Chris Walker in Georgia. We will be starting down that path of creating the Zeke's Peak artwork for the cabinet. We've got the glass, the control panel, and the side art, as well as the playfield all scanned, and we're putting it together.
Sweet.
So it's going to be, should be really cool. Spending a lot of time focusing on the dither patterns, making sure the halftones are correct. We're actually finding problems with existing artwork that is out there on the ice cold beer on the Zeke's Peak. We haven't found any issues with it, but we're spending a lot of time doing that. With the Zeke's Peak glass, we actually were fortunate enough to get that on a cruise scanner, which I talked about before. And the art is looking just phenomenal on there. The ability of those to scan and reproduce is amazing.
That's awesome.
So,
good work.
That's about it.
Huh. Well, I guess...
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the Cade with OutRunner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey everybody, welcome to Back to the Cade. This is the part of the show where I tell you what I was gonna do, but I didn't do it yet. But I'm gonna tell you about my goal. So I have found some very interesting 80s movies where instead of you seeing the movie or something else like spun off of it. So the and unfortunately I don't have them ready, but I'm going to give you a preview of two of them. The first one is have you ever seen the movie Used Cars with Kurt Russell?
Yes.
So they used a real used car lot to film it on. And the guy
this
who
is
owned
really
the car
weird.
lot,
I'm not joking you. I had a dream about used cars the other day.
Oh, what?
The movie.
The movie?
Yeah. And it wasn't really about the movie itself, but about one of the actors in the movie. Like,
was it the guy who didn't like the yellow car, or
Jack Warden, the guy
Jack Warden who played the brothers?
Yeah. So like, I get him mixed up with the dude that was in Big.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know that guy's name.
I should know it.
Similar, right?
But anyway, there's like three actors. Anyway, this is a total sidebar. It was really weird. This dude was in my dream, and I don't even remember the context. It was like he was a hitman or something. So,
what?
Yeah, very
crazy,
very bizarre.
So anyway, the guy that owned that car lot actually got Kurt Russell to film a real TV commercial for him in costume.
That's funny.
Should I find that? I don't know if I could. I bet it's on YouTube somewhere.
We can't play it anyway, but
yeah. Okay, good. Well then, and so then the next one that we'll also bring up, probably we'll do both next week. Again, sorry, so lame. I didn't have them ready, but I thought about it in the middle of the show. Like, oh man, that's a good idea. When Star Trek II came out, somehow this equity company hired William Shatner and Scotty, James Doohan, and they filmed like a very high-end commercial that was just advertising their stock equity company or something like that. And so it legit looks like it's a scene from Star Trek 2 that was just cut, like people are shooting down from, and they're in full costume and everything, and they're on the sets. So, we'll
have to. It's just gonna be a teaser for the next time we do this segment.
Teaser when Mark Shields has his shit together. And so anyway, so I'm gonna try to do something like that. I actually have other examples I won't bring up now, so that we'll have something interesting to surprise you with in the next few episodes. I know I've been trying to figure out what to put into this segment where I preface everything before I ask Adam the question of
what's in the juke?
Chicken fight like a robot.
Hey everybody, welcome to the season 6 edition of What's in the Juke. It's the game within a game within a podcast. Today we feature video game sounds. If you can guess the game's name, you will get
half point.
If you can think of the North American U.S. publisher specifically, you will also get
half point.
If you can guess the name of both of them,
you get a full point.
Full point.
Full point.
All right.
If you do not know either, please fight it out amongst yourselves. Oh, the sound of fighting. Everybody was kung fu. Okay, now that the fighting is over, let's
begin.
Oh, that's not your first track.
No.
Technically, these are all video game sounds.
True.
Karate Champ.
Now we're really
Data East. Karate Champ. Who was the North American?
Larry.
Who was the North American publisher of Karate Champ?
I'm gonna move the headings over one.
Does anyone know?
Who was that?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Okay, well, here comes your first track. Again, name of the game and North American.
I'm gonna let Bryan cover.
Cover what?
Got it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Has he got a P or something?
Lost all.
That's track number 1.
Oh my God.
Lost all.
What are the chatters coming up with? The publisher.
Publisher of Karate Champ was your mom.
Yeah, we should ban that guy.
Lost all.
NBA. No. Bosconian is correct. Mike Page.
Nice, Bryan.
Half point.
Half point.
Oh, Mike Page. I thought it was okay. Sorry, Mike. I don't know what the hell it was.
Whiskey Flipper says
so
whack
small.
off. Whack off. Listen to this again.
Oh, I miss our whack
Lost all.
Whack off.
It does sound like he's saying whack off. Maybe we can make
Lost all.
Now I'm never going to be able to play that game again.
Right. It's going to be like, that one, sample where you think you hear two different words,
Bally Midway is correct. That's a full point.
Nice.
Full point.
For Mr. Mike Page. Okay, here comes your second video game track. Do you think anyone's going to get it?
No.
I don't think so either.
It's beautiful music.
It is. It's great music. It's from a game that I didn't. It isn't. It's not Nintendo. Fantasy is a good guess, but no. Welcome to the show, Ozark Mountains. Mario 64, not correct. Yeah, there's some good guesses. This actually, Mark, why don't you tell them what's going on with this one? Did Mark leave?
I'm still here.
Oh. Do you want me to tell everyone?
Just ignoring you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was Princess Is it Cella or Cella?
Celia.
Celia.
You're breaking my heart.
Dang. I'm sorry, but I've never played Dragon Masters, the game by Namco.
Yeah, Dragon Buster. Oh, and actually it's spelled wrong in our spreadsheet, and so is Celia. So we'll fix that. But either way, it was a trick question. It was never released in the US. It was only in Japan and the EU. And it runs on Pac-Land hardware. And also, it was like very popular over there. I know. Okay, here comes your... That was sort of a... All right. Here comes your third track.
Nice.
Yeah.
First time
Yep.
Starcade was the only place I ever saw this game. Never in real life.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Seen a couple of dedicated. There we go. Mike Page getting it for the half point. Baby Shark is not correct.
Baby Shark Namco is not correct.
Burger Time is not correct. Pac-Land is not correct.
Mappy is Mike Page has Mappy.
Mappy is correct. Yep.
Yes.
You get a half point for that.
Half point.
And Joe Drosen for the Bally Midway.
Oh yeah, there we go. Nice work, guys. Okay, here comes your next track.
Memories.
I love that one. It's one of my favorite games, actually. It's harder than hell, though.
Real.
Okay, I'm gonna give that to Mike Page, but I would, because he's correct in North America. That would have been probably its name most places. And so Galaga 3 is correct. Bally Midway is correct. So a half point for Joe Dross and a half point for Mike Page.
Half point.
How hard as hell.
Sometimes I think Christopher's in his own little world.
And I don't know if Starcade is getting a Professor Pac-Man.
Joe Drossen, you're close. Galplus. It's Gapless, but yeah. Galaga Plus is presumably why they called it that. But it was the third iteration of Galaxian. So, I don't know. What does Galaga mean? Is Galaga again? Is that,
Galaga.
Was it?
Or Galag, if you have a bootleg board.
So was it Galaxian and then Galaga was Galagan and then Gaplus? I don't know. I have no idea why they named them that way. Okay, so anyway, let's move on from Gapless, and then this next track.
That is insane.
I love that. And no, it's not Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, yeah. They need to upscale Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah. No. It's, it could have been. It certainly could be. I can't believe nobody's gotten this. I know Bryan would get it.
Worst cabinet art sequel ever.
Yeah.
What was jazz like a big thing at that point? Like, what the
you know, it's funny. I think jazz was big in Japan in the 80s.
Terminator.
Oh God, there it goes.
Okay, I can't believe this. We're gonna have to run the clock. Here we go. This is last chance. Bryan, tell us what it is.
Galaga 88.
That is correct. That's the end of the game. Every time you end a game, that's the music that comes on. I guess most people just walked away because they were pissed.
Screw this game.
They're like, the artwork on this is horrible. I'm leaving.
Terrible. No more.
Yeah, it is Bally Midway, but you're too late. Okay. Next.
Was it?
Yes.
I didn't know that it was it?
Yes.
It was Atari in the U.S.
Was it?
It was licensed from Namco.
Look at that. Atari. I stand corrected.
Oh.
It was a Namco game licensed by Atari.
Interesting.
That's funny. They got the third version. Okay. Fourth version, really. Was Galaga 4. Okay, so we went through all, like, most of the Galagas, right? Galaxians.
Moving on.
Maybe. Oh, boy.
Hurry up.
Hurry up. Come on. Dig Dug Atari. That is a full point.
Full point.
With confidence. I like it, Joe. I think that might put you in a tie.
It does. Mike Page and Joe Drosen are the only people who have scored tonight.
Yeah.
In the game.
In the game.
Oh, you meant in
Oh,
life.
yeah, you're right. Because no.
And I think of the only person who scored when I go to Grinkers, Ken House. Anyway, so.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Oh my God, I watched an episode of the Johnny Carson show from 1972, and it was horrible.
I know. Well, I saw the one where they purposefully ask Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she lost her virginity, and they ask her that just to see her like flip out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is
that show.
Like,
if they play, like, if any Z's or millennials are watching that show these days, they would freaking flip out.
Yeah, that was pretty racy.
Oh, it's not just racy; it's sexist. It's like
Jeez.
They are so chauvinistic on that show. But anyway, it was just boring. We watched a whole episode last night. And I was like, "Wow, Arcade Radio is better than this."
Yeah, thank God. We could just,
So okay, not to coin a phrase or anything, but the first quote I heard about any feedback from the show was, "It's boring." So some guy named John. Okay, all right. The next track.
That was years ago.
That was like the first week. All right, here we go.
It haunts him.
All right. I think I'll just play that one once.
Yeah. Let's see who has the longest delay.
Yeah, exactly.
John's Arcade.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Whiskey
Arcade.
Flipper. Here's Adam.
Mike Page with Pac-Man and
Joe Drosen with Pac-Man.
It was not Namco.
It was not Namco.
It was Whiskey Flipper.
U.S.
Whiskey Flipper gets a half point. So
he does.
Half point.
Nice.
Finally on the board, you poor bastard.
Okay, let's make this next one worth 6 points.
6 points.
All right.
Nobody's gonna get it.
Here comes your
the
next
ambiance.
track.
So good. It's weird not to hear bullets flying.
Mike Page with Galaga.
The
acid trip. Ozarks out with Cubert.
Kicked out of the game.
So who got Galaga?
Billy 7. Sorry, no. Mike Page got it. And then Whiskey Flipper again. Bally Midway.
Nice. Okay, good.
Half point.
For both those fellas.
So we were kidding about 6 points.
Yeah, no, they weren't. 6 points would wipe out everybody.
Right. Yeah.
So let's make this. Let's make the next one 3 points.
This could be a 2 or a 3-pointer.
Let's do a
Let's go
3.
2. Let's do 2.
2?
Let's meet in the middle. Yeah.
Okay, 2. All right. This one's worth 2 points, fellas.
Hey, come back, Martinez.
The thing I like about this.
No. Joe Drosen got Atari. That is correct.
Wow.
You get a point. And Ozark
Full
Mountain
point.
got 1 point for Dragon Spirit.
Nice.
Wow. I'm amazed.
That's awesome.
Listen to this.
This game is so super tough.
So get this. The guy that composed the music for this worked in the art department.
What?
Yeah. and they asked him if he would do some music, and he composed it. So like he ended up switching careers.
Wow.
Getting into video game music. That's pretty cool. I mean, he's an artist, right?
Yeah, you figured he might be creative.
All right, here comes your last track. This is track number 10. Where are we at? We've got a full point on both
We
those,
are at
right?
Mike
Full
Page
point.
has 3 points. Joe Drosen has. Didn't he have 2 points? He had
I
2
think
points.
it's.
How did he go down to 1?
I don't know.
Whiskey Flipper has 1 point, and Ozark Mountains has 1 point. Actually, Joe is supposed to have 3 points.
Yeah.
There we go.
So a 3,
Mike
3,
Page
1, 1,
has
1.
3. Joe Drosen has 3. I entered 1 and hit enter instead of adding 1 to 2. Long day.
Okay.
Long
Not
day.
a cash register.
Nice. I was gonna say, aren't they tied? Okay, so like, all right, we have a possible. Let's give this next one worth 3 points. That way, there's a chance for everybody to win.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Or a 3-way tie. 4-way tie.
Oh, yeah.
I love this track.
We need to end the show with this sometime.
Yeah. We'll see if we get banned for it first.
Dallas.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you put that tape in.
I can't believe nobody's gotten this, but that's okay. It's a bunch of arcade guys.
Start throwing out like names of companies.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing. Like just like
Now this is actually the first Namco, second Namco title that we've had in the list tonight. Game entrance by Namco. It's the Pac-Man Championship Edition DX intro song. So that's where they came from.
Game Plan Incorporated.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the lag had Mr. Peabody missing that, but we're gonna leave him out.
Oh.
I mean, we could give him 3 points, and we'd have a 3-way tie for first.
Well, he would get 1.5 points because he only
1.5
because he only got half of it. So
I'll give it to him.
Yeah, he's just like guessing stuff. There is a bonus question if there is a tie, but do we have a tie?
We do have a tie. Mike Page and Joe Drosen tied.
Okay, well, here's a bonus question. Who is the publisher of all these titles? First person to answer wins.
You need little ding, ding, ding.
Oh. Okay.
Don't we have a bumper? There we go.
Namco.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Peabody got it.
He did. Well, but then he wasn't in the tie. There we go. He just bumped more solidly into second place. So at the end of the game, we have a very nice tie between Mike Page and Joe Drosen at 3 points apiece. Mr. Peabody solidly took second place there with that amazing performance in the tiebreaker. With 2 points, Whiskey Flipper and Ozark Mountain in third place, the tie at 1 point each.
Nice.
Now, I'm hoping we don't get banned for that last track because we are on Twitch. This is a gaming podcast, and I'm sure there's people that stream Pac-Man Championship DX. Don't you think?
True. But what's weird is that, I know we played, by the way, next week I have vocals isolated, but they're all 2 seconds each. And they're in weird spots. But last week, the mute started when the What's in the Juke song started playing.
Oh, they probably just have like a buffer, what they do.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I hope that's what it is.
Banned, bitch.
I mean,
know, right?
That clip is a open source
beautiful
game show clip from sound effects CD I bought in like 1990.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
There's no copyright on that at all.
And there was a comment from who was it from? Scuba King during the What's in the Juke about Mappy will be on the BitKit. For those of you who don't know, if you just search whatever game is coming out on the BitKit and System 16 in Google, it will tell you the board set that it's on the system16.com, and you can see all the games that are on that board set and will likely be coming out when Aaron gets around to adding them on.
Nice.
But
and he's refactored the FPGA chip now, so his new boards have this new chip.
Yes. So the new, it's actually a much stronger. There's a couple of changes that I think are coming down the pipe. He's also working on the ice cold beer stuff, so we're dovetailing a lot of those things in together and using the ice cold beer stuff to increase some of the quantities, which actually is becoming a problem because we're out shopping for 2,000 chips. And people are like, we can only give you 500, which is like the opposite of what it was a year ago. They're like, if you're only going to buy 500, we're not going to give you a good discount.
Oh, my God.
So it's like
500. It sounds like you're 3 more orders away.
By the way, the phrase is coming down the pike, not the pipe.
I guess the pike. But I've heard it said both ways.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah, it is, yes.
But, I digress.
Is it the turnpike that they're coming down? I'm not. What's the origin of this?
I think the turnpike is probably a little newer than the phrase.
What's the etymology of this thing? Could you just?
It's short for turnpike.
Oh, the pike.
Mm.
Huh. Is there any voicemail? Just out of curiosity.
Hell if I know.
Has anybody called?
You want me to check?
I mean, if you're in it already.
I mean, it's like just the three of us tonight. We should be talking about something fun. I don't know. I could be wrong. It might be crazy. All right, let's check the voicemail.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
No.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy, Bob Zarzadeck, control panel expert and technician. Hey, I don't know if I told you or not, but I got a new girlfriend. Yeah, she's my online 90-day almost fiance. You ever heard of that show? Yeah, that's the show where you go to a foreign country and you pick up a chick because, all the guys there are apparently ugly. Yeah, at least I'm pretty sure about that. I haven't seen much, but hey, anyway, so last week I hopped on a plane and flew here to Kiev. And it was a great flight. Like, nobody was on it. I got to sit in first class. It was amazing. The pilots were cool. Anyway, so I got to the airport and, everybody was leaving. So that was kind of weird. And, I had no trouble getting a rental car and the roads, they were totally deserted. It's great. Now, I keep texting my girlfriend and she has not been replying. So I hope she's real. My friends, they kept saying, hey, Bob, make sure she's real first. And I was like, that's why I'm going there. And then he said, no, before you go there. And I'm like, whatever, it's the thought that counts, right? Yeah. So anyway, you guys, you have a great show. Have a good time there. I don't know who your guest is or if you're going to guest each other or whatever. You have a good one, and I guess I'm going to go to my catchphrase, Zarzadeck out.
Oh, my God.
Awkward.
He's in for a shock. I was wondering why there was such a delay in the voicemail, but he's in another country.
Right.
It's like, okay, is there a voicemail? Is there a voicemail? There sure was. Even the dial tone was late.
Yeah. Do they even have dial tones anymore? I guess they do on landlines still, but
there's always that feeling when you call somebody in another country and you hear the ring that's really odd and you're like, oh shit, what time zone are they in?
Right.
Yeah, you know what's a bummer about cell phones? You can't slam them to be mad at somebody.
Like I know the slam of the hang up.
The slam hang up was like the bomb, right? Like you're like, all right, fine, I'm never talking to you again.
Slam, yeah.
There should be like a hang up. There should be like a slam hang up thing where you hit it and it like projects the sound and then hangs up the phone.
Yeah,
there
should be like a
slam hang up app.
I'm gonna bring a phone in here and I'm gonna make this noise real.
Just break them.
Yeah.
There is a slam hang up app. Hold on, I'm gonna check.
I need a slam hang up sound effect. I'm sure.
And I want to hear the bell of the phone ring just as it's hanging up, so that you know that there was force,
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that little ding.
Sure
oh yeah, slam the phone. There's an app.
Oh, good.
What?
Play it.
Ever wish you could hang up angrily by slamming the phone? Look no further.
Finally.
It's only got 2.4 though on its 50 reviews.
Oh,
Evidently,
man.
people doesn't work. Installed it. It's kind of funny that people are upset that the slam the phone app does not work properly.
I can't.
Let's see if this one works. That's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
That's pretty good.
But you need an app that actually like hangs up at the same time.
Let's see.
Hit the button and bam.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Like when we kick somebody off out of the Skype, that's the sound you should play.
Hey, get the hell off this show.
Or you throw your phone out the car window.
I'm really sick of talking to you, Brian. This is it.
That'd be a daily thing. It'd be like my wake-up call.
Man, he's calling me again. Fuck. And we need some different phone rings too, like from foreign countries,
Okay.
It's like, what is it? Oh, that's like
okay.
Rockford Files right there.
One of the best questions ever. We're in French class in high school. I still remember this. One of the students in the class, don't know who it was, and they, when you learn the sounds in other languages, they're like, oh, it does. So in French, they don't say ring ring, they say tran tran. So this one girl in the class asked the teacher, "Do bells sound different in France?" We're just like, all right, so moving right along now.
Wow.
Yes. Wait, is Billy 7 calling in?
I'll get it. Hello? Hello?
No. You've got a lot. That is a lot. I don't know what the soundboard is you're using. Jeez.
Wait, here's another good one. Wait a minute. Hello?
What about they don't have the sound where you leave the phone off the hook and then it's trying to get your attention to hang up the phone?
I don't know.
Then at a certain point, it just gives up.
Yeah, right. It's like I'm going to do this for 2 minutes. Why couldn't they just do it forever? Who cares?
I don't know, but this is going in my permanent arsenal of phone. This is great. My favorite though is this one where I was like, oh God, he's calling me again. Fuck it.
Well, that's only one. You have to pick it up and then hang it up. So, clunk, clunk, like the real quick pick up, hang up.
Yeah, I'll have to put together a little sound effect. Hello.
So. We never had caller ID growing up, so you always had to pick it up and figure out who was on the other end. Although, when I was in high school, I did leave a message on our outgoing, just a regular voicemail machine, just for shits and giggles, saying, if you'd like to leave a phone number, press 1 and type in your phone number. If you'd like to, I did a whole thing like that. Yeah, we didn't return a lot of calls.
Oh, wow.
And then I had this really funny call. I shouldn't do this on the air, but I will. From my father, who my parents had gotten divorced. And my father left a message like, I'm glad to see you have the money to buy an expensive voicemail machine.
Wow.
My mother's like, God, your son is just screwing around with the stuff again. Oh my gosh.
Do you guys remember calling the weather on the phone?
Oh, of course. The weather, the time.
Yep, time.
Sometimes they had chat lines where you could hear somebody else, sometimes. If you got lucky, it was a female, but most of the time it was not. So.
Yeah. I never did a party line.
The radio station had one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I mean, they would not leave you connected for more than like 30 seconds because they would always digress into, you're this. Well, no, you're this.
Yeah.
To not use the word that we used in the 80s. Because we thought it's innocent.
Yeah, there was a lot of 976 stuff going on. I remember it was like
I told you my 976 story, right?
No.
So so I had, I hate to mention, I guess I was a minor, so it doesn't matter. So we had how am I going to put this? I may have figured out the algorithm for certain phone long distance account type things. What am I trying to say here? Okay, here's a story I can tell you. Okay. we knew of an office who had set up their phone system in a sort of an incorrect way, where it was sending the wrong tone to disconnect. So what you would do is you would call the office, listen to the voicemail, and then and then you just leave whatever, don't say anything, and then when it hung up, it couldn't hang up, and then you got their dial tone, and so then you could call out
using their phone.
Using their phone, right? So we called this 976 line, and we called it like 2 or 3 times in a row, and I think we were the only people doing it, because what would happen is you would call it, and then it would give you a code, and then it'd say, okay, now call this number and give them the code. And so we noticed the code was like always 9 digits apart. So it was like, the code is 9001, and then please call this number, and then you can talk to a guy or a girl, And then we hung up and got another one, and it was, the code is 9010. And then we called again. It was 9019. So we were like, holy shit, I don't need to call anymore. I just know the pattern. So we kept calling like, yeah, the code is 9028, the next logical one. So we were basically ripping off people who had not yet even called to buy the stupid token.
That's funny.
And we were so immature, we didn't really know what to do, like when the lady came on. So every time the girl came on and she started to sexy talk, we would play the Dragnet theme song. And tell her we were the police. And then we'd hang up.
Dun, dun. Hey, by the way, that's another weird coincidence. This morning I played Dragnet by The Art of Noise for Christine, because she had never heard it.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
That is weird.
There's a funny anecdotal story I have about phones and abuse of phones. I was riding my bike in Burnsville. I lived in Lakeville. I had a girlfriend in Burnsville, and I used to ride my bike from Lakeville to Burnsville, which was quite a little trek. It would take me quite a while to get there. But I used to ride around all over the place on my little Diamondback Viper. And I ended up over by what is now like Pawn America. There's like a little strip mall over there. But there was this undeveloped area by the post office. And I was riding my bike, and I saw this cordless phone in the ditch, in this open area, in the weeds. And so I picked it up, and it still had a charge. So there were, and I was like, well, what the heck? It's turns on. So I took it, and I was riding around on my bike in this neighborhood, and I started picking up the phone.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got somebody's dial tone.
I have a story similar to this.
So I'm on my bike.
Yes.
With some phone I found in a ditch.
Yes.
Using it with some person's house number.
Right.
And I call my girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm in the neighborhood, and I'm going to stop by. She goes, what do you mean you're in the neighborhood? Well, I found this phone, and I'm talking to you on it. She's like, what do you? I was like, it's like a mobile phone.
Right.
And then what was even better was, coincidentally, the homeowner picked up.
Oh, shit.
And I'm on their phone.
Right.
Who's this? Scream hadn't come out yet, because that was way later, but I could have said, I'm in the house.
He's upstairs.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh shit. And I wrote off. I ended up.
Keep going.
I don't know what I did with the phone. I don't know if I kept it or what.
I gotta. You know what? I'm gonna go grab something quick. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I have a little phone. I actually have a prop from high school here at the shop.
Oh, cool. Go get it.
That's a phone story. I'll be right back.
So what's your story about the phone?
So my story is I had a phone, like, for, a wireless phone and also its base.
Sure.
I bought it from a friend, but I had another one, and I sort of like bought it as a backup. The one I had at my house was an AT&T. They were kind of fancy.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like a shitty one, and I think I paid them $5. And so it was in my cabinet for like months and months and months. And then one night I was like, I want to see if this works. I'm going to plug it in, see if it's holding a charge or whatever. And so but the first thing I did was pull the phone off its cradle, not plugged in, and it turns on, and then I hear a dial tone, and I'm like, what the hell? And so I call my house, and then my phone rings. So I hang up, and I'm like, holy crap, one of my neighbors, it's connecting to their base, right? and I'm like, let's call 911.
Yeah.
I call 911, and I think I said something like, I can't.
Oh, you were a bad person.
I can't.
Yeah.
And I hung up. And I swear to God, 3 minutes later, you're woo. Well, I wanted to know which neighbor it was. And luckily, it was the neighbor I didn't like. So that worked out for me. I know you're catching the tail end of this, Brian, but basically I had a phone. I bought it, but I didn't know if it worked. I was going to test it, but before I even plugged the base in, I had a dial tone on the handset, and so I called 911, and I pretended I was dying.
Oh gosh!
And I tried not to use like my vocal cords. I was like, I was trying to just. That way, they're like, sounds a lot like that young man across the street from me,
Here you go.
Oh man. Oh,
yeah, I'll raise you.
Holy crap! Jelly.
So, I used to. So we had swim meets down at Yale Gymnasium, and you go to the basement, and they had the big phone patch boards, and may have made a few phone calls from there.
I have two. You only have one.
I want a yellow and a green one.
The yellow and the orange one were specific to a certain region.
Okay. But this is from high school.
Cool.
Oh man.
I mean, I still have this.
You stole it from who?
Borrowed it.
I don't know where I found it or bought it. I don't know where it came from, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. I mean, it was forever.
I must join the club.
Well, I'll send you one. I've got two.
No. You need to keep two. It's one.
I actually have a whole set of phone tools here right now because I needed a tone set so that I could actually check to see where the phone lines are in the house because I've been hooking up all these old phones.
Man.
I have a UMA voice over IP line, and it's hooked into the main junction of my landline. And so all my phones connect down there. And there's several jacks in the house, so I just need to find where they are, and I can hook up old phones.
That's awesome.
Our house is all wired like that too, and I have this old phone that Adam gave me that's awesome. And I bought an UMA, did all the stuff, and the phone doesn't work.
Well, we can fix it. By the way, this kind of leads me to a discussion. I think we've talked about it, but a friend of mine who actually kind of consults me on all this phone stuff that I do. I'd like him to be on the show because he's a Gen Xer. He hung out in arcades as a kid, and who did not use a payphone near an arcade? We all use payphones.
Correct.
And you call mom, you got to call whoever, right? Call your girlfriend. I used to go up to the high school because I didn't want to use our home phone because we only had one line. So prior to me getting a second, there was getting a second line in the house. I would go and ride my bike about a 3/4 of a mile up to the high school. And I'd go in the front doors because they would keep them unlocked half the time. And they had a payphone in there. And I'd go in and I'd use the payphone to call my girlfriend.
And you were at a high school at that point?
I was like a junior higher at that point.
Oh, dang. The other way.
Yeah, I was young. I don't think I mean, we didn't have cell phones then. We got pagers like in 1990 or 91. Like some of us got pagers and we'd use codes to communicate with each other. But you still needed a payphone, to call someone.
They didn't. You just needed one of these.
Yeah, right. Tap into the line. Yeah. Those, by the way, for those of you who don't know, those are called butt sets because they hang off the belt of the telephone repairman. So.
Yep, I definitely have a vivid recollection of Lucky.
So they're talking about pagers. I actually have a really funny pager story. I had my first job. I had a pager, had it on vibrate. Was at the train station going to catch like a train up to this thing. It was like the first time I'd ever had a pager with me. I'm carrying a lunch tray full of food, and the pager on vibrate goes off. I thought my leg was being electrocuted. I had no idea what the hell was going on. The food went everywhere. I mean, it was like, boom, and then just disaster. Everything off the tray.
That's. I guess my only similar story is I got hired as the photographer at my college. I don't know if I've already told you this, but and they're like, look, here's the camera, a full roll of film. Just go onto the campus, take pictures of regular everyday stuff. And so like I go to the gym, and I see one of their techs is taking the water fountain apart. He has the case off the water fountain. He's got his hands deep inside, right? So I walk up and I'm like, hey, I'm going to take a picture of this guy, working, right? It'll be candid. And so I take a picture, and the biggest flash that I'd ever seen out of a camera lights up the entire fucking area. And the tech thinks he's dying. Like, he's like, what have I done? Am I about to die? Like, he flips shit. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired on my first day for like killing the tech, He was not happy.
That's funny.
That's a really good photo that I got though out of that. So
especially the second one where he's on the floor clutching his God.
It's like, oh my God, I'm electrocuting myself. Yeah.
I just learned you can delete messages from the chat.
No.
Oh, what? That's awesome.
I deleted 1 second's worth of messages, and 11 messages were deleted.
Whiskey Flipper.
Uh-oh. Why did Whiskey Flipper get banned?
Was it inappropriate?
He didn't get banned. He just got one of his messages removed.
Oh, this reminds me of this other thing I've been doing. I don't know if this interests you or not. But I'm on TikTok, right? Spacetime Junction.
Yeah.
And a long time ago, I wrote a chat program. It's not really a chat program. It's a voice synthesizer, and it ran on John's Arcade.
Oh, cool.
And they had like a little, they called it the shout box. And I liked to hear what people were saying, but I had to also like do work. I'm like, it's the middle of the day, I have to work. But I mean, it was nice to hear the voices of people talking to each other.
In the chat.
So the chat, right?
Yeah. That's
so
cool.
I had that program, but it's kind of been useful because that's chat is dead on John's Arcade. Nobody's over there right now.
Sure. Yeah.
But on TikTok, there's this thing, TikTok Live, just like Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Just like our Twitch chat. Oh, I could probably do this too. But so for TikTok, the problem is that when you're live, you're on your phone, and then there's this like tiny little area on the bottom of your phone dedicated to the chat. And it's hard to read, and it's definitely not reading it out loud to me. So I took that other program, and I adapted it. I used something in JavaScript called the mutation observer pattern.
Nice.
And you basically tag it to something on a web page.
Here in 1982, we call it the executive.
Yes. But anyway, whenever a new text comes in, rather than monitor their different APIs, because they actually have different things that fill out the text, in the chat, I just watch the box, and then I just look at the last line, and then I decide if I'm gonna show it or not. Anyway, so the first thing was the program could read the chat, and it could discern between follows and people talking and whatever. That was goal number 1. Goal number 2 was that I wanted to log that to the console. Very easy. Goal number 3, I wanted to have the sound of Joshua from War Games read them out to me. So if you play on your browser, Chrome browser, there's a UK English male voice.
Oh.
If you lower the pitch enough, it sounds very metallic.
Oh, cool.
Just like Joshua, right? And so I got that, and then the last goal was, now I'm going to find a terminal that looks like the blue screen from War Games.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to hear the voice read, and I want to hear the little, the little sound of the phone where the line goes across.
Yeah.
And I did it. I got it to do it.
Cool.
Nice.
Do you want? Hold on. Maybe
I'll
tell you what. I'll think of a way to get you some video of it or something. It is insane. So what I've been doing is I go into TikTok Live. I point my phone at my laptop, and for hours, people just type in things and are entertained by the fact that it sounds like Joshua. And I also the background is. Well, I'll show it to you on my phone. Hold on.
I'm pretending to be Ken House now.
Oh, Ken. Let's talk about politics.
You remember that episode? Where
I miss Ken.
Where he was like our premiere for season 3 or something, and he refused to turn his pole position off the whole episode. So, and he had 2, and they were both going.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's what they see on the live. It's that's the chat in the middle.
That's cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
War Games board around it.
I love it.
And it's got some smarts to it. I have some dirty words that it watches out for and tries to filter out and stuff like that.
That's very cool.
But everybody's obsessed with the word daddy, so whatever. I gave up on that. I'm going to let them say daddy as much as they want. Kids are weird, man.
Daddy. Well, I think we should have my friend Shane on soon, talk about phones and arcades some episode. But Bryan, tell us who's coming in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, we're going to have Mike Freeland, who is down in Kansas City. Great guy. He's got some wonderful stories. I'm not going to jump ahead of anything, and I'm hoping that when he's on, I can pull out a prop that he's lent me that I'm going to work on reproducing.
And he's also got a buddy that's going to join him. And
he does.
What's that?
Yep, he does. So they run a business, and I'm going to make sure that I get it correct. I think it's Video Supernova. They have a couple of arcades around, around the country.
Cool.
And a large amount of old games down in the Missouri area. They do a lot of buying and selling, bought a lot of large operators or collections. Easily 2 episodes of stories. I mean, I was down there for 2 hours and scratched about 5%.
Well, we can compress some of our sessions and make sure they get a lot of time to talk, so that'd be good.
Oh, totally.
Cool. So let's do the outro. It was a good show. I had fun hanging out with you guys, catching up. So,
nice.
Always a good time.
2 hours flew right by.
I know, just boom. Well, not quite 2 hours. We really start the show at 7:30.
The cusp of 2 hours.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The first 15 minutes of the show are pretty much us setting up.
Yeah, I'm going to post on Twitter. I hope Bob's okay in Kiev. Jeez.
That's what Billy 7 just threw up. We need an Arcade Radio happy hour again. If we have another one of these where we don't have a guest, we should just do that.
Sure.
I agree.
Okay, let's we'll plan the next happy hour for an empty guest show, but it'll be on Zoom and we'll need to stay on top of that crap.
Correct. No penises.
Yeah.
Adam, don't boot yourself out when the
Yeah. I was like, I'm out of here. And then all of a sudden this guy whipped up. I didn't even get to see it.
It was horrendous.
Yeah.
He was really into it too. Disgusting.
I wanted to be horrified along with everyone else, but I did not get to see that stuff. Yeah. right, I'm going to play an appropriate outro song. Thanks for listening in to the show tonight. It's been fun, and it's the double R's. It's Arcade Radio.
Hey, check out our website, RcadeRadio.com. That's RCADE radio.com for all of our social media and swag links.
Call and leave comments, just like Bobby Z, at 612-548-GAME. For those of you that don't know the little letters on the phone, that's 4263.
Yes. And furthermore, and such, and
so forth.
Yes.
Tab.
If you, by the way, you can pick up some Arcade Radio swag. We'll work on those T-shirts for season 6. They will not be at Teespring. We're going to change that up very soon here.
Oh.
So teespring.com/Arcade Radio. Whatever's up there is going to be up there for another couple weeks, and then I'm taking the whole thing down. If you decide you want to contribute some money to the show on a monthly basis, $2 or $3, that'd be great. Patreon.com/Arcade Radio.
Oh, I clicked the link for Arcade Radio /Teespring. There's nothing.
Huh.
Those
bastards.
Hey, subscribe to our Twitch channel and follow us, and click on that notification bell so you will know when we are streaming live. That's twitch.com/Arcade Radio.
We're going to see if this works. If you like what you're hearing, consider dropping us a 5-star review on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you consume the podcast.
That's going to be it for tonight's show from the Arcade Radio team. We hope you had a great time, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care, and have a good night. Doing my own jib jab.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.